Hi, year 4. So we're back for our second lesson, and we're going to look at subtracting two 4-digit numbers. Now, first off, we're just going to look at the very basic idea of actually how to subtract the numbers. And then in lesson 3, we're going to look at the exchange and how that works in subtraction, because it's the defining feature of how column method works for us. So firstly, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use place values to subtract 5,114 from 8,256. So on my place value grid, I have placed 8,526. And you can see that over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away 5,114 from that. And what's the really nice, easy way to do that in this case is I can literally just take away counters or cross out counters. And what I'm left with is going to be my answer. So starting with my ones, because I just want to get that into my head, make sure I understand that that's how it works. I'm going to take away 4 ones because that's in my 5,114. 4 ones is how I'm taking away. So I'm just going to cross out 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cross out 110. I'm going to cross out 100. And I'm going to cross out 5,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to get the answer, all I do is count out how many are left after my crossed out ones. So in my ones, I have 2 left. In my tens, I have 1 left. In my hundreds, I have 4 left. And in my thousands, I have 3 left. The answer would be 3,412. So how does that work as a column method, a formal written method? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I would do 9,585 minus 1,434. And then I'm going to let you have a go at some questions. So when we're doing the written method for subtraction, we can use the columns that we had, the way in which you showed it. The columns are important, taking away them. And this is just the written method for it. This doesn't involve any exchanges. This is just going to be straightforward. So it's just a way of showing you. It should be very, very quick and a nice recap. So we do always starting again in our lowest column. And that's important when we come to exchange. And you always make sure you do it in the order that it's come on here. Never be tempted to do it the other way around. Again, that's massively important. We come on to exchanging, but you can't, subtraction is one of those ones that you can't do in any order. It has to be in the order it's said, rather than addition, which can be done in any order. So we do 5 minus 4, which is 1. We've got 8 minus 3, or 80 minus 30, which is 5 or 50. Again, 5 minus 4, or 500 minus 400 is 100, or 5 minus 4 is 1. 9,000 minus 1,000, or 9 minus 1 is 8. So our answer is 8,151. And the reason this works nicely is because rather than dealing with the big numbers, we can actually just split it down and work with the digits in each of the columns. So it just makes our life easier, and that's the reason why we do it. So now I've shown you the model to use. Use the 3 numbers, 8,589, 2,317, and 1,003. Make yourself 3 subtraction sums using just 2 of the numbers each, and then I'll show you the answers. Pause now and try that. So let's just go through the answers to those questions that you've tried. I've got my 3 sums that I've made here. These are the 3 sums that you could have made. So let's go through, just do them again, hopefully nice and straightforward as there's no exchange involved. We've got 9 minus 7, which is 2. We got 8 minus 1, which is 7. 5 minus 3, which is 2. And 8 minus 2, which is 6. The answer is 6,272. Over onto this one, we've got 9 minus 3, which is 6. We've got 8 minus nothing, which is 8. We've got 5 minus nothing, which is 5. Always like it when we have zeros on the bottom here, just makes our life much, much easier. Different story if it's on top, but we'll go through that in the next lesson. 8 minus 1 is 7. Our answer is 7,586. The next one, down here, doing exactly the same. 7 minus 3 is 4. 1 minus nothing, or 0, is 1. 3 minus 0 or nothing is 3. And 2 minus 1 is 1. Our answer is 1,341. Okay. And lastly for this lesson, we're just going to look at how we can use that in a missing number situation. So I've got a sum set up here. I'm going to go through the answer in a minute, but pause now, have a go and see what you think. Hopefully it's nice and straightforward, and then we'll talk through it in a minute. So let's see how we can do this. Now, all we're doing hopefully is using our knowledge of what we need to subtract, what we need to take away in order to get it. We're using inverse functions as well in this case. So the first thing, again, we always start where we always start, which is in the smallest possible column, in this case, our ones column. So we do 3 minus 2, which is possible, and that gives us 1. Then we've got 8 minus something equals 3. Now, the other way to do this is we should know that as long as we start with the same number, we can do our subtraction. We can take away the answer to get the number we've taken away, or we can take away the number to get the answer. So in this case, we can work out what do I need to take away from 8 to get 3, and our answer is 5. Then I can do the same for the hundreds column. 6 minus what equals 2, and what we'll be taking away is 4. And finally, I have something. I'm taking away 5, and I'm left with 2. So the number I'm taking away must be 2 more than 5. So the number that's 2 more than 5 is 7. So the sum that we were trying to do is 7,683 minus 5,452. So here are our questions for today. We've got some which are very straightforward. We've got a missing number and a few worded questions for you. Have a go, post your answers onto Tapestry, and we'll see you in the next lesson.